The Russian city of St. Petersburg hosted this year's G20 summit on Thursday and Friday. Syria and the US plans to militarily intervene there was a hot topic at the summit and on its sidelines. Russia again opposed military action on Syria. President Vladimir Putin warned that it's counterproductive and will only destabilize the region, adding that the majority of world leaders share the same view. Putin also said Russia will support Syria in case it is attacked.
You know, I wouldn't even dare to think that yet another country will be subject to external intervention, external aggression. Will we help Syria? Yes, we will.
Others also expressed opposition to the use of force against Syria.
We say what international law says, and international law says that no country is allowed to take the law into their hands. They have to go through the Security Council.
There is no military solution. There is only a political solution which can bring peace and end this bloodshed right now.
US President Barack Obama, however, repeated his war rhetoric against the Syrian government, which he blames for using chemical weapons during a deadly attack last month.
And what I've been emphasizing and will continue to stress is that the Assad regime's brazen use of chemical weapons isn't just a Syrian tragedy. It's a threat to global peace and security.
Obama also said he will continue to consult with other leaders as well as the US Congress to take what he described as appropriate action, and his French ally had his comment on the use of force against Syria.
We are waiting for the decision of the Congress and the inspector, the reports of the inspectors, and then I will make my decision.
The French president added, if the UN Security Council cannot agree on military action against Damascus, Paris will seek to form a coalition of states in favor of such intervention. Britain, however, said it will not be part of any military action since Parliament has rejected the plan. Prime Minister David Cameron also blamed Russia for deep divisions among world leaders on Syria. He said Russian President Putin is, quote, miles away from what he described as the truth over the chemical weapons used in Syria. The US is trying to garner international support for an attack on Syria, as it's failed to get a UN Security Council approval for possible intervention. The US ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, blames this on the Council's voting system, which she says protects Russia's prerogatives by giving it the veto power. Russia, along with other countries such as China and Iran, say diplomacy is the only way to resolve the crisis in Syria. The US, nevertheless, has long been speaking of military action as the only way to end the bloodshed in Syria. This is while Washington has been supporting armed groups fighting the Syrian government, among them groups which have claimed responsibility for a series of terror attacks in Syria since it was gripped by the crisis more than 2 years ago.